why I feel so tired. I was going to make a video about another dream I had because I was like, oh, that was kind of fun telling a story about my dream. But then I was like, I don't have energy to tell that story because I had this really interesting suicide dream and like it was just very insightful. Maybe I'll try to tell it, but I'll tell it. I have to think. I don't feel like telling it. I want to tell it, but it's not going to be very enthusiastic. But if I don't do it now, I probably never will. So, okay, so I don't remember how it started. I had this dream like maybe a week and a half ago, so it's been a minute. But basically, I'm gonna remember later, but the farthest back I can remember now is that I was at the doctor's office first, but I ended up at my house later. So I was at the doctor's office, and it was my old childhood doctor, and I told him that I wanted to have like assisted suicide, and he said, okay, just drink out of this cup. So I drank all this cup. It was like that stuff you drink before, I think it's an MRI or something. Maybe it's not an MRI. Yeah, it is an MRI. I don't know. So drink out of this. I drank out of it. He said, okay, now fall forward on your face without catching yourself. So I did, and it hurt, but I wasn't dead. And I was like, okay, when is it gonna like work? But I didn't ask that. He was like, okay, now you just have to, kind of wait a little bit. I was like, okay. So then I was at my house suddenly, and I went down to the basement, and I was pacing. Like, when is this gonna start working? And so I came upstairs, and my doctor was in my kitchen, and I said, when is this medicine going to start working? And he said, it's gonna take a while. You just have to keep waiting. And so he said that I'm gonna get a really bad stomach ache, and then when my stomach ache goes away, that's when it will happen. I'll just die right after that. I said, okay, cool. So I went downstairs, was pacing, and then I started like kind of getting upset and like, I don't know, I was just like, I don't want to think about it happening. I was getting really anxious. Like, I just wanted it to be over with. And so I came back upstairs. I'm like, I need it to like happen now. Like, why is it taking so long? And he's like, well, you probably won't get your stomach ache and all that till tomorrow. Your family has to come here first and tell you bye. And I was like, I don't want to tell my family bye. And he's like, well, you have to. And I'm like, I don't want to. He's like, you have to. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I went downstairs and I'm like, this isn't fair, blah, blah, blah. And I was so mad. Actually, I didn't go upstairs. I was in the living room thinking that. And then I had my head down in my hands and I was crying. And I started thinking about my nephews, especially my oldest nephew. I was thinking about Brody a lot. And I was like crying. And I was like, I don't want to tell them bye. Like, they're going to be so upset. And they're going to ask me why. And they're going to be mad. I'm like, my mom's going to be mad. Brody's going to be crying. I was just freaking out. And I was like, I changed my mind. Is there anything I could do? And then my doctor was like, no, it's too late. You already drank it. And I was like, oh my God. Well, I wasn't like, oh, I was really upset. I was like, no. And I was just bawling my eyes out until I woke up. So that was, oh, I can't believe I had the energy to tell you that. That was good. So yeah, that was my suicide dream. That's all I have the energy to tell you right now. I'm tired. I want to do stuff though. I don't understand why I'm so tired. I wish I wasn't so tired. I'm gonna have to figure something out.